The 15-page legal document filed last month by Virginia Giuffre's lawyers attempts to build a case against Prince Andrew by describing in detail his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein and his one-time lover, Ghislaine Maxwell. During 2000 to 2002, beginning when plaintiff was 16, plaintiff was the victim of sex trafficking and abuse by convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Plaintiff was lent out by Epstein to other powerful men for sexual purposes. One such powerful man was the defendant, Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. Prince Andrew was a close friend of Ghislaine Maxwell, a British socialite who spent years overseeing and managing Epstein's sex trafficking network. According to Prince Andrew, he met Epstein through Maxwell in 1999. Prince Andrew thereafter became a frequent guest in Epstein's various homes around the world, including New York City, where he sexually abused plaintiff at Epstein and Maxwell's invitation when she was a minor, when she was 17 years old. Although the alleged incidents took place nearly 20 years ago, the lawsuit was brought under the Child Victims Act, a 2019 New York state law that permits alleged victims to make claims relating to their childhood, regardless of how long ago they occurred. The lawsuit goes on to explain why Giuffre didn't come forward sooner. As part of their sex trafficking efforts, Epstein and Maxwell intimidated plaintiff into remaining silent about what happened. It also argues that the court in New York has jurisdiction over defendant, as defendant sexually abused plaintiff in this state. The lawsuit describes how Maxwell and Epstein first trapped and then trafficked her. Giuffre became a victim after Maxwell recruited her, when plaintiff was working at the Mar-a-Lago Club in Palm Beach, Florida. Epstein also flew plaintiff on his private plane nationally and internationally numerous times when she was under the age of 18. According to available flight logs, Prince Andrew began flying with Epstein on his private plane as early as 1999, when he flew with Epstein and Maxwell to Epstein's private island, Little St. James, and from other locations including West Palm Beach, Florida, and Teterboro, New Jersey. The prince has confirmed he flew on the plane and visited Epstein's homes. The lawsuit continues to tie her alleged abusers together. In 2000, Epstein and Maxwell attended Prince Andrew's 40th birthday. That same year, Prince Andrew threw Maxwell a birthday party in Sandringham. Epstein was among the guests. In 2006, Prince Andrew invited Epstein to his daughter's 18th birthday party, despite Epstein being charged with procuring a minor for prostitution only 1 month prior. The lawsuit goes on to allege that on one occasion in 2001, at Maxwell's home in London, the three of them forced her to have sex with Prince Andrew against her will, and the below photograph allegedly depicts them prior to the abuse. The suit also alleges that Prince Andrew sexually abused her on 2 other occasions, on Epstein's private island and in his New York mansion. During each of the aforementioned incidents, it says, Prince Andrew knew Giuffre was a sex trafficking victim and that she did not consent to engaging in sexual acts with him, and that he knew her age based on communications from Epstein and Maxwell. It goes on to criticize the prince's friendship with Epstein. In 2008, Epstein pled guilty in Florida to the charge of procuring a minor for prostitution. In 2010, after Epstein had served his sentence and registered as a sex offender, Prince Andrew was photographed with Epstein in Central Park and stayed at Epstein's New York City mansion. In early 2015, after plaintiff had publicly accused Prince Andrew of sexually abusing her, Prince Andrew emailed Maxwell stating, "Let me know when we can talk. Got some specific questions to ask you about Virginia Roberts." Roberts was Giuffre's maiden name, and this part of the lawsuit is referring to a leaked email revealed by the BBC in December 2019. The lawsuit goes on. On July 2nd, 2019, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York charged Epstein with sex trafficking. He was arrested on July the 8th and found dead in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center on August the 10th. The lawsuit goes on to explain that after Epstein's death, the media started to look more closely at Epstein's friends. And in November 2019, in response to this renewed scrutiny, Prince Andrew sat for an interview with BBC Newsnight, stating he did not regret his friendship with Epstein and that he had no recollection of meeting Giuffre. Prince Andrew publicly pledged to assist the US authorities with their criminal investigation of Epstein. The lawsuit then shares a link to his statement where he says, "Of course, I am willing to help any appropriate law enforcement agency with their investigations if required." Despite this public pledge, Prince Andrew has refused to cooperate with US authorities. Former SDNY US Attorney General Jeffrey stated that Prince Andrew had provided zero cooperation, despite US prosecutors and the FBI contacting his counsel. The lawsuit concludes that in this country, no person, whether president or prince, is above the law. Well, thanks for watching our program. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and even subscribe.